Hey guys, Megan Lynn here. What up, Bichachas? How is everybody? Happy Tuesday. We're on Tuesday now. I'm like lost now. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's happy, healthy, is enjoying their week, and enjoyed their last week. And I'm wiped out from last weekend, you guys. Last weekend we went out with Cancer and Aquarius because we like to dance a lot. So we went out dancing. It was kind of fun though because we went and you got Sagittarius, two Aquariuses, and a Cancer, okay? Like, we had just people, like strangers coming and taking over our table and just like, hey, how you doing? Like, we were like the table. It was hilarious. So yeah, we just went out dancing, but let me tell you, Cancer and Aquarius, I haven't had a hangover in years, y'all. Every time we go out with them, y'all tell me, I think I have to make a rule because I think I can probably hang out with them like once a month because every time we hang out, I am shot the next day, like completely shot. So good one, Cancer, Aquarius. But yeah, we had like all these people coming over to us and I was like, what is this like weird trifecta of just like fun? So yeah, we went dancing. We had a really good time, really good chill rest of the weekend. But yeah, we were dancing and it was just hilarious because I went to dance and Aquarius is like, where's Megan at? And he goes, oh, she's like dancing on the floor. And he's like, oh, dude, she's dancing with another guy. And he's like, yeah. And Sagittarius doesn't really like to dance. But it was so funny. He's like, Megan ain't gonna do shit. He goes, sure as shit, she's not gonna do it in front of me. But he's like, she likes to dance. I can't really dance because my back hurts. But I got the bichacha to dance with me. But yeah, it was just funny because I'm like, the dudes I can still pull blows my mind. I had this two young guys come up to the table and asked to dance. I go dance with one of them, really good dancer. So we're just dancing on the floor and I'm like, bud, I was like, you look like a fresh 21. Like, how old are you? He's like, I'm 21. And I'm like, okay, how old do you think I am? He's like, well, I was thinking like 24. I was like, bitch, add 11 years to that and you got it. And he's like, no freaking way. So hey, I can still pull the young kids, I guess. But it was just a fun time. So hope everybody's happy, healthy. Got a request. I wanted to do a shout out, but I can't remember the name. So sorry to feel like a dick for not remembering your name. It was like ethereal something. But you had put a request in. You wanted to learn because you found out I was Aquarius, Moon, and Virgo from one of my other videos, and you're Virgo, Moon, and Aquarius. So you wanted me to kind of compare those moons. So I'll just get right into it. If you guys would like to book readings with me, it's wmegan939@gmail.com. Also, I don't think I mentioned this before. If it is your birthday season, I do discounted readings for that sign for their birthday season. So if you guys are a Virgo and like you do want a reading, just email me and we'll get that scheduled out. And I do a bunch of different stuff. So I'm just gonna okay, so you have your sun sign, which is your ego sign. So we're comparing Aquarius and Virgo today. I'm not gonna talk too much about the sun signs. I'm gonna talk more about the moon signs because having an Aquarius with the moon in Virgo and a Virgo with moon in Aquarius, yes, you're probably gonna be pretty similar. But the biggest difference is going to be in, one, outwardly with those sun signs. You guys do act outwardly like a different way. But actually Aquarius and Virgo, with the way that their minds work, are pretty similar in a lot of ways. The main thing with having Moon in Aquarius and Moon in Virgo, the big differences are going to be because your moon is your emotional signs, it's going to be more so about how you guys handle stress. It's going to be the big difference with Moon in Aquarius versus Moon in Virgo. However, they are pretty similar in the way that Aquarius is the most unemotional sign. They have emotions, but they're still the most emotionless signs, I guess, unemotional sign in the zodiac. Virgo's damn near a pretty good second, okay? So we probably do have similar personalities. The big difference here with Moon in Aquarius and Moon in Virgo is stress, okay? And that's with charting and with whatever. You guys handle stress similarly, but differently in the way that like it manifests for you in emotionally charged situations. So if you have a moon in Aquarius, the way that you're going to handle stress, if you are in a relationship or whatever, the way that you handle it is a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, no shit, we know you guys detach. An Aquarius is very conceptual sign, okay? So they do have a very analytical mind, not unlike Virgo. Virgo's very critical mind, okay? They do have a very analytical mind and a very good set of reasoning skills. So in emotionally charged situations, if you have more emotional, like a water sign, because if it's like a water sign or a fire sign and that their moon is in that, it's probably going to frustrate the shit out of them if you are a moon in Virgo or a moon in Aquarius, because both of these signs are actually very objective when it comes to confrontations. They're also not overly confrontational signs. They both detach, but it happens in different ways. A moon in Aquarius is going to kind of step out of the situation, and what they like to do to resolve solution or create solutions in a situation or resolve it is they like to take a step back and analyze the situation. Again, this is another sign you'll find. They're not feeling signs, okay? Aquarius is not a feeling sign. And I used to do this to my therapist all the time. He'd be like, Megan, what you just said, I asked you how you felt and you gave me reasoning. He goes, those aren't feelings. That's definitely how a moon in Aquarius is. So what they do in a situation is they're like, whoa, this is fucking drama, this is whatever. I'm gonna look at the big picture and this is what makes sense, okay? This is what makes sense for us moving forward in this relationship. And then what they tend to do when they are stressed out is they tend to lend assistance from afar so that they don't have to get like emotionally dredged into the situation. So you'll find like typically just a general Aquarius does this. If there's drama, they'll pull away, okay? And that's because what they can do, similar to the moon in Virgo, is they can kind of like analyze the situation themselves. They don't have to have an explosion of emotion or passion. So what they'll have a hard time too with is when they are around people who don't have a compatible moon sign with them, that does let the emotion run the interaction. They will go ahead and they will pull back, and then they're just gonna think about shit, okay? They're gonna think about everything, and then they're gonna come back with a solution. Whereas a more emotional moon sign is gonna like be at you. No, we need to solve this down. No, we need to, and let the emotion run it. The Aquarius moon is going to kind of separate themselves. So in interactions like that, like I said, can really piss a lot of people off. Y'all have pissed so many people off just from being more of like a detacher. But moon in Virgo is the same in the way that they detach, but it's in a physical manifestation, okay? So when they are stressed or an emotionally charged confrontation, again, moon in Virgo is not overly confrontational. They do detach, but it manifests because they are earth sign, that it manifests in the physical. So moon and Virgo people typically are very focused on their health and wellness, okay? Or they're the complete polar opposite and they don't take care of themselves at all. But for the most part, they're very into physical wellness. Virgo is very physical sign, okay? So that's why you find a lot of Virgos like to hustle, like to work really hard. They like material things. Material things make them feel safe. So they'll be very concerned with their physical. How this manifests physically for them, how they handle stress, is if they are confronted with something, they're gonna do the same scientific thing that an Aquarius is gonna do, is they're gonna go and then they're gonna kind of like analyze reasoning and logic for how to move forward in the interaction. And it was funny because one of my exes, he was moon in Pisces. And when we'd argue, again, I'd get him so freaking mad, you guys. And I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just like, what are we doing right now? Like, why are you acting like this? Like, there's no reason to act like this. And then I'd be like, why are you octopussing? He'd be like, what the that's when I coined that phrase, octopussing. What's octopussing? I'm like, well, first you're here, now you're here, now you're grabbing here, now you got 8 freaking arms. I was like, let's go A to B to C, work through this problem, then go to the next one. So it can piss a lot of people off. Also with stress, and Virgo and Aquarius both have to be, more Virgo though, very mindful of managing their stress, because what they typically do is they do detach, but it manifests in a physical form. So like you'll notice with like a detached Virgo, if they are upset about something, they inwardly handle it, but they'll manifest it physically. So that could be doing a lot of things. That could be working out more. I know for me, mine's cleaning, okay? Y'all, my ex-husband knew when I was pissed off because he'd come home, like he worked later nights. He would come home at like 10 or 11 sometimes at night. And he's like, Megan, I know if I walk in that house and I smell bleach and the house is spotless and there's baked cookies on the counter, you're mad about something. But for the most part, we don't feel the need to actually create an interaction about it. We kind of sit there and psychoanalyze it and process it ourselves, and typically we're over it, okay? We don't really like to create confrontation, so if that's something that we can handle within ourselves, typically we do. Moon in Aquarius is the same way. Moon in Aquarius definitely does detach, and it's not that these signs are not emotional, they just have the ability to go kind of handle it themselves. So also with Moon in Virgo, it's also going to manifest physically. Like I said, it's a physical sign. So you'll notice if a Virgo gets really stressed out, typically they're not sick that often, but they will have weird things. So that can manifest if they are stressed out and they're kind of like pushing it down, because that's what we do. We just push things down until we explode. But they kind of push it down, and then it will manifest physically, whether that is you get sick for no reason or you get some weird rash. I know in my family, I grew up as very OCD. Okay, and that's because I was always like stressed out. I was always stressed out, but what I would do is I would just like be cleaning, and that would help me kind of like process my feelings and stuff like that. But I was also the only one in my family. I never had acne, but when I get stressed out, I would get like a weird rash or some weird allergic reaction to something, or when I would get sick, it wouldn't make sense that I even got sick, because I was doing everything the same. I wasn't, being in environments where I could have gotten sick, but it would be a really weird kind of sickness that like almost nobody gets. So it'd be like, oh, well, you have Steven Johnson. So like if I'm sick, it's usually something really weird and something really detrimental, and it usually has to do with stress, okay? Backache, stuff like that. That's typically how it's going to manifest in a moon with Virgo. So I just wanted to shed a little light on that, little blip it. Sorry I can't remember your name, but I didn't forget. I got you, girl, okay? And then if you guys want to hear more about any other signs, if you want to hear about any other moon signs, anything like that, I can go more into depth about those. But I hope you guys have a great rest of Tuesday. Please drop in the comment box below what you want to hear about. I really appreciate how oddly specific y'all are getting now. So, all right, you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. I should be uploading on Thursday, and we'll talk soon. Love you guys. Bye.